Hello everyone, Inktivate here. This video is going to do two things. One, I'm going to explain to you what a T flip-flop is, why it's awesome, and how to use it. And using this information, I'm going to show you how to hook up two different inputs to my 3x3 spiral door so you can open and close it from both sides. This is one of the primary practical uses of the T flip-flop, and you can basically apply it to any piston door you like. Right now, all the buttons and pressure plates do is send a quick pulse. You click the button once and it goes on and then off really fast. For a pressure plate, you stand on it and then it turns off once you get off of it. What the T flip-flop does is that it takes these inputs and it changes them into a toggling mechanism. So if I hit this button once, the lamp turns off. If I hit it again, the lamp turns on. So basically, it takes a redstone pulse and then it flip-flops or toggles between on and off, which is, I guess, where they got the name. So this works with the button, as you can see, and it also works with the pressure plate. This is perfect for a piston door like this, because you can be running towards it, step on our pressure plate, and it closes in your face so you can't get through. Let me try that again. So you run through, you click it, and then it opens, even though you've already walked off with the pressure plate, and you can continue running through, and then it closes behind you and stays closed. So it takes those redstone pulses, which are basically on-off, and changes it to on, and then you walk to the other one and it's off. And all you need to do is connect those two pulses, which are here and here, and thread them to the same T flip-flop, which is right here, which then goes into whatever redstone contraption you're building. You might be thinking, oh, isn't this just what a lever does? You know, you click it once, it turns on, you click it again, it turns off. Why don't I just use two levers for this? So pretend this is a piston door right here. So once I close it from one side, or basically whenever one lever is on, the other lever doesn't affect anything. Which is a problem, of course, if you're on this side and you need to open the door and, you know, nothing's happening. So this can be fixed by using an XOR gate. So you could use two levers and an XOR gate. But if you want to use a button or a pressure plate for your door, then you're going to want to use a T flip-flop. And so this T flip-flop works with the pressure plate, like so. And it also works with a button. Now, of course, there are some cases where you can use two buttons or two pressure plates with a piston door and be totally fine. These cases are when you can get through quickly and the short input signal doesn't break the build. This works fine on a regular door or a simple piston door, but oftentimes for more complicated builds, the short button signal is simply not enough time for the entire thing to open. Sometimes it can even break more complicated builds. For example, with my spiral door, using a button of any kind or even flicking a lever too quickly will actually break some of the redstone right here. Let me show you. Boom, it pops off, and after that, the middle block will actually stop retracting. This is why the T flip-flop is so imperative to use if you're using buttons or pressure plates with a complicated door that takes a while to open. Something can break without you even realizing it, and suddenly your door doesn't work and you don't know what to do. The basic idea of how to install this to a redstone door or any redstone contraption, I guess, is pretty simple. So with any redstone contraption with an on and off state, generally people are going to show you how to use it with a lever. There's one lever that connects to the door and that's how you activate it. We're going to change things so that we have two buttons or pressure plates that connect to a T flip-flop that connects to our redstone contraption. And to do this, we're going to need to know three main things. 1, the input block or blocks of our redstone contraption. 2, how to build a T flip-flop. And 3, the input and output blocks of that built T flip-flop. First, how to build this. Now, there are hundreds of designs out there on the internet. Just search up T flip-flop on YouTube and find your favorite design. You can use any T flip-flop design you want as long as you know the input and output blocks of the design. The one I'm using right now is an edited version of one that I found on Mumbo Jumbo's channel. Basically, all I changed was it looking something like this to like this. So I just put it on its side. It's a little bit easier to build. For this T flip-flop, all you need is 3 droppers, a hopper, and a redstone comparator. So you're going to place a dropper like this, and then rotate it 90 degrees coming this way, and another 90 degrees coming this way, and then place a hopper going into this block right here. So hold shift and click into this block. Then you're going to throw any item of your choice into here, and the input and output blocks are as shown. So the output block is whatever dropper that the hopper is feeding into. So as you can see, this hopper right here, whatever items I put into it go into this dropper, so make sure there's one item right in here. And then you're going to put a redstone comparator coming out of this. It can be coming out of this way, or it can be coming out of this way, whatever you like. And so if I output that to, say, a redstone lamp, then bingo, you know, it's on. So that's the output block. The input block is the dropper that is diagonal from this hopper. And that block is going to be right here. So you can connect a button directly to it, and then it works just like the one that I showed you earlier right here. Or you can replace that with a redstone repeater and then connect as many different inputs as you want. So I could have a button here, it turns it off, and this button turns it on, and vice versa, like so. And that is the input block. Also, just a side note, the signal strength coming out of this comparator is like nothing. So if you want it to go any more than 1 block, make sure to put a repeater, and then it'll re-strengthen the signal. However, if it's just going straight into the input block of your build, then it won't be a problem. And so this is the basic idea of how you're going to install the T flip-flop to your door. So you're going to place 2 different inputs wherever you want, thread them to this input block into the T flip-flop, and then take the output signal of this T flip-flop coming out of this block, and then put it right into your door. What spot of the door, you ask? The input block of the door, and that's where the lever is going to be. So you could replace this lever with a redstone repeater, and then thread it to your, your little T flip-flop right here. Or you could build it even closer, and you could just set the redstone comparator right into here, and then build your T flip-flop just like that, and it goes straight into your door, which is usually what I do. So I'll be using this specific scenario as an example. So you've got your input block to your door. You flick it on, it opens, you flick it off, it closes. So break that, and replace it with a redstone comparator. And remember, there's only 1 output block, and the comparator needs to be coming out of that output block. So we need to build this in the correct rotation. So if we already know the position of the redstone comparator, we can just go off what we know to be the output block and place it right here. I said that the output block is the dropper that the hopper feeds into. So if we place a dropper and then feed a hopper into it, we already know that that's the output block. So I just fed a redstone to this hopper, and it put it into this dropper, and then it opened the door. And if we place our other 2 droppers, one coming, make sure it's not facing upwards, one coming this way, and then another coming into the hopper, bam, like that, we should have the whole T flip-flop built. Now we just need to connect inputs. And remember, the input block is diagonal from the hopper, so I'm going to place a repeater right here and redstone. So let's test it out real quick. Bam, it closes, and there we go, it opens. So if you've got the comparator going straight into the input block of your door, you get the orientation correct, make sure they're all feeding in a circle. Hopper goes into the output block, goes into here, and the input block is diagonal from the hopper. You should be all good. And then all you need to do is set up your inputs. So I'm going to set up a pressure plate right here, and then redstone coming all the way down to the input block of the T flip-flop, and then I'm going to set another right here. And so all I need to do is thread this all the way to the input block of the T flip-flop. So as you can see, both of these pressure plates connect to the same T flip-flop, so they both go into the input block of the T flip-flop. T flip-flop output block goes into here, which is the input block of the whole door. So it all connects together. And a side note to remember for the input that's farthest away from the T flip-flop, redstone only travels 15 blocks, so this won't work yet. As you can see, it kind of dies out over here. So I'm going to put a repeater right here so it repeats the signal, and then this side should work to close the door. Bam, I can step on it again, it opens the door, and this side can close it. They all do the same thing, which is toggle the door. Technically, you can hook up as many inputs as you want to this. I don't know why you would need more than 2, but you could have a button over here. You could have as many as you want, as long as every single input threads back to the same T flip-flop via its input block. And then the T flip-flop, of course, outputs through this redstone comparator into the input block of whatever redstone contraption you're building. And that's the sequence you're going to follow for any redstone contraption you build. And again, you can use any T flip-flop you want as long as you know the input and output blocks of that T flip-flop. So whether you were here to learn how to close my spiral door from both sides, or to just learn about the T flip-flop, I hope this video was helpful. If you're having any trouble with it, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to help you guys out, and if you know exactly what you're doing, please do scroll through the comments and help a few users out if they're having trouble with this. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.